Welcome. This is the regular meeting of the Council of the Corporation of the Municipality of Central Elgin. Today is Monday, March the 11th. Welcome to those who are here joining us in the council chambers, as well as those who are joining us virtually. If I could ask, please, for people to rise for the national anthem. Thank you.
I am by your side. I am by your side.
The municipality of Central Elgin acknowledges that it is located on the land of the McKee Treaty that was signed by the Wyandot and Anishinaabe nations, including ancestors of the Chippewas of the Thames First Nation. It is also the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, Attawandaronk, and Mississauga Nation. These First Nations continue to provide ongoing stewardship of the land and waters in the municipality of Central Elgin. Council, may I ask if there's a disclosure of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof? Seeing none. I am pleased to welcome a delegation this evening. We have Sandy Higgs from Belmont, who is going to make a presentation providing council with information to local initiatives with respect to flower baskets. Ms. Higgs, if you could come to the microphone, please. And for those that are watching virtually, I think Delaney's got it. So Delaney, are you okay with the microphone? You could press the button, please, at the bottom. And I'll be quiet.
Thank you. My name is Sandy Higgs. I'm here with Lee Maurer to represent Belmont in the issue of the flower baskets. Belmont proposes to pay Central Elgin $150 a basket for the purchase, installation, maintenance, and removal of 40 baskets for 2024. Central Elgin will continue to care for the planters on the bridge and at the library. If we have enough funds at the end of the month, when we are told the baskets will be ordered, we would like to purchase more baskets. We would also like to post a donor list on the south wall of Harkness Printing facing Ron Lake Park, listing the donors who have made the continuation of this project possible.
Thank you very much. When Sandy called, I was quite interested in the suggestion of having the flowers be in memoriam, and appreciated her getting in touch with sort of a two-stage, firstly the initial of this year, and then Sandy's offered to work towards future summers and what we could do together as a council with the community. Thoughts or comments? Councillor Bachman, please. For those at home, we're having a bit of a problem with microphones. Councillor Bachman, do you want to try at the end there working? Sorry about this, or do you want to come here? You can.
Oh,
So we might have to, just for the evening, have a couple of people sit in that chair, if that's okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that when the flower basket issue hit the papers, there was a number of response I got from local residents wondering what could be done, understanding that a budgetary item is to the it affects everyone within Central Elgin. And the people of Belmont, specifically the local businesses and people of the Horticulture Society, were upset that the program was being discontinued. So with that, Sandy and Lee and a few others within town had a meeting and got the ball rolling about getting this program up and running. I attended the meeting just to make sure that all the information was correct and accurate. So yeah, there is a number of organizations in town, businesses and locals that want to keep the visual appeal of the flower baskets and hoping that Central Elgin will continue with the same program that Port Stanley currently has.
Thank you, Councillor Bachman. Any other questions or comments? I'm looking online here. Just going to go to Councillor Halpin. Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Councillor Halpin. I was part of the email that you sent, Sandy, and I'm pleased that you're moving forward with this. I didn't catch, I sort of thought you went through it quickly, but it sounded like you'd like Central Elgin to do some baskets, and then you have committees looking to do others. Is that correct?
What I was talking, or actually our past secretary from the Hort Society was talking to Jeff Brooks, who said that Central Elgin would continue to take care of the planters on the bridge and the planters at the library. Everything else we would be responsible for, our organizations and businesses and individuals.
Perfect. That helps. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Any other questions or comments? Ms. Greenall, did you have any comments?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. What we can do, as we have been, we'll continue to work with the community groups in Belmont in order to implement the flower baskets, much as we have done with the BIA in Port Stanley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brooks. Mr. Brooks, please.
Through you, Mayor Sloan, it would be staff's recommendation that if council wishes to move forward with the 40 flower baskets, is that we cap it at the 40 flower baskets for 2024, being that, you know, we're in mid-March now. Typically, we make that order at the end of November, early December, and we're getting to the point in time now where we're not going to be able to order additional baskets. You know, if council moves forward with this project, we'll be ordering the baskets tomorrow in order to.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. That sounds reasonable. Ms. Higg, you're okay with that? And well, I'll tell you what, when we chatted on the phone, you had not only a short-term idea, but you had a longer-term plan. And I'm committed to, as I said, working with you for the 2025 year and following, so that this council and their various communities, be it Belmont, Sparta, Union, Port Stanley, can engage and maybe come up with an opportunity where service clubs not only can be involved, but we can honor some of the people that came before. Thank you for your time. Moving forward, adoption of minutes. Anyone have any comments on the adoption of minutes from previous meeting? If I get a mover and a seconder. Deputy Mayor, Councillor Halpin.
Mr. Mayor, just to clarify, there are no minutes on the agenda. Thank you.
That's why we don't need a mover and a seconder. Thank you, Ms. Leach. Moving forward, receive for information. There's a letter from Southwold with respect to Central Elgin and the potential of shared services. The Deputy Mayor and I after direction by the council, met with Grant Jones, the mayor of Southwold, and his deputy, Justin Pennings. We worked with them, with staff, both from Central Elgin and Southwold, to engage to see if we could find a shared service potential for the wastewater facility in Port Stanley to support Southwold. It unfortunately didn't happen. There were some reasons for this, but it wasn't for lack of trying. And I want to thank Mayor Jones and Deputy Mayor Pennings. We hope that we find opportunities to work with them in the future. Questions or comments from council? If I could get a mover and a seconder, please. Deputy Mayor and Councillor Halpin, thank you.
Mayor Sloan, the motion reads, moved by Deputy Mayor Noble, seconded by Councillor Halpin, that correspondence item number 1 be received for information.
All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you. Next, under reports, Chief Administrative Officer, CAO 10524, Public Sector Salary Disclosure. Ms. Greeno, please.
Yep,
Good.
thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have submitted for council's review a report on the public sector salary disclosure for 2023. This is a requirement from the Public Sector Salary Disclosure Act of 1996. We have submitted this information, and this is for your awareness.
Questions or comments from council? If I could get a mover and a seconder, please. Councillor Watson. Councillor Connors, thank you.
Mayor Sloan, the motion reads, moved by Councillor Watson, seconded by Councillor Connors, that CAO 524 regarding public sector salary disclosure from the CAO clerk be received for information.
All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. CAO 0624, Selbourne Park, Port Stanley Skate Park. Ms. Greeno, please.
The challenge today. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a report about the Selbourne Park skate park. This came forward to council at a previous meeting in a communications asking for the ability for students to investigate ways to paint the skate park. Our recommendation is that council approve in principle the spray painting, or much like a mural, of the structures. And we would work with those community groups to have a design. And of course, those designs would come back to council for final approval.
Questions or comments from council? Seeing none, if I could get a mover and a seconder. Councillor Halpin, Councillor Bachman, thank you.
Mayor Sloan, the motion reads, moved by Councillor Halpin, seconded by Councillor Bachman, that report CAO 624 be received for information, and the council approve in principle the spray painting of skate park structures within Selbourne Park, Port Stanley, by the Port Stanley Village Association and its partners, and further that the final design be reviewed and approved by council.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Moving on, next one report is from our fire chief, FS 0524 monthly alarm activities report. Any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, if I could get a mover and a seconder, please. Deputy Mayor, Councillor Connors, thank you.
Mayor Sloan, the motion reads, moved by Deputy Mayor Noble, seconded by Councillor Connors, that report FS 524 regarding monthly alarm activities report, February 2024, be received for information.
All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. Director of Asset Management, we have the February monthly building report. Questions or comments from council? Seeing none, if I could get a mover and a seconder. Councillor Halpin, Deputy Mayor, thank you.
Mayor Sloan, the motion reads, moved by Councillor Halpin, seconded by Deputy Mayor Noble, that report AMDS 524 regarding February 2024 monthly building report be received for information.
All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Moving to bylaws. Bylaw 2873, the municipal drain, chick drain that was discussed earlier. If I could move. Apologies. AMDS 0624, the monthly bylaw reports. Questions or comments? If I could get a mover and a seconder, Councillor Watson, Deputy Mayor, thank you.
Mayor Sloan, the motion reads, moved by Councillor Watson, seconded by Deputy Mayor Noble, that report AMDS 624 regarding February 2024 monthly bylaw reports be received for information.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Thank you. Now the bylaw for the chick drain, which we discussed earlier. Mover and a seconder, please. Councillor Watson, Deputy Mayor Noble, thank you.
Mayor Sloan, the motion reads, moved by Councillor Watson, seconded by Deputy Mayor Noble, that bylaw 2873 be read a first and second time.
All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you. Now proceeding into pardon me. Oh, Councillor Halpin, apologies. Councillor Halpin has a notice of motion. Councillor Halpin, please.
Thank you, through you, Mayor Sloan. Not a notice of motion, nothing to worry about, just a public notice. But before we go into closed, for anyone who's listening, I would like to let you know, this being our first meeting after International Women's Day, that the Jean Collective, which is a women in politics initiative, is hosting an Elgin Women's Leadership Conference in Elmer on April 27th. I believe they've got some presence on social media right now, but I will look to get that posted as well. And I will talk with Robin, I think afterward, Ms. Greenhall, and see if we can get that posted to our municipal social media as well. But if you have ever considered taking on a leadership role, whether in politics or otherwise, I hope that you will come and attend. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Halpin. Now for a mover and a seconder into closed. Councillor Halpin again, and Deputy Mayor, thanks.
Mayor Sloan, the motion reads, moved by Councillor Halpin, seconded by Deputy Mayor Noble, that council proceed into closed session at 7:19 p.m. in order to address a matter pertaining to litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipality or local board, and advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose, and labor relations or employee negotiations.
All those in favor? Opposed?